everybody, this is Allie Jorgen, and we are so lucky to be live here at the House of Blues with Jansen of Revamp. And this is the day that Iced Earth and Revamp and Sabaton land at the House of Blues. You guys are playing here live tonight. Congratulations on WildCard. It's awesome. I've checked it out. What is the title WildCard? What does that stand for?
Well, it was kind of difficult to catch one. It's always hard kind of to choose one title for an album that is so diverse, because musically it really goes to all kinds of directions, and also the subjects of the lyrics. So a wild card can be interpreted as something that is, you never know what you're gonna get. Play the wild card. So musically, I felt like, when you've listened to the first song, you have no idea what the next one will bring. Same goes for the third, and so on. So musically and lyrically, it's a wild card, and fit to the album.
Awesome. How would you describe your style of music?
I find it difficult to really place it into one corner, because it has a lot of progressive elements, some trashy and death metal things. It's symphonic at times. So it has a lot of styles of metal kind of put into a blender in a mix, and it came out as Revamp.
Very awesome. And how was the songwriting process? How do you guys get together to form all the great songs that are on the CD?
Well, it was a long process actually, because the first one was written with different people, and so this second album, WildCard, was the first album we wanted to write as a band. So at first we sat down in the rehearsal room and tried to jam things. That didn't really work out. Then we started sending each other ideas on the internet. That worked, but then I got sick for a year and a half, so the whole process had to stop. And when we picked it back up, I was like, it needs a little more guidance. So I asked my old colleague from the After Forever days and co-writer of the first album, Joost van den Broek, to become our producer and sort of guider of the songwriting process. And guitar player Jort Otto and keyboard player Ruben Wijga and myself sat down with him. The whole band, everyone in the band, made a list of music that they like, has ingredients that they would like to have in this album. Could be a typical guitar sound, or a chorus like that, or a vocal sound like that, and so on. So we had a very long list of songs and a short list of ingredients and a planning, and we started working like that. And we sat down with Joost in person for a couple of times. We sent each other ideas via internet, and that really worked.
Very awesome. And Anatomy of a Nervous Breakdown.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Well,
very deep. It's very deep.
Yeah, kind of personal as well, since that sickness was a burnout that I suffered from. My entire system was just down for a year and a half, and that was a big source of inspiration. I deliberately not made it into a concept album. I didn't want it to be about that all the time, but there were a couple of lyrics so connected by the theme that became the Anatomy of a Nervous Breakdown. So 3 lyrics connected by the same theme about that burnout, looking at the situations from different angles. So it was a good way for me to get certain emotions and feelings out, which music sometimes can do. Wow, my shirt keeps dancing. And I always hope that what I write might, hit someone else to relate. You have other people relate to it, because the great thing with music and with lyrics like this is once you put it out there, it's for someone else to interpret. Everyone reads it through their own eyes, her or his own eyes. So everyone can look at it from his or own perspective, and I kind of like that idea. Like, okay, maybe it makes no sense to you at all, or maybe there's something in there that makes sense and might even help, or give the feeling of, hey, apparently I'm not the only one. So I hope and know, fortunately, got some reactions from people like, oh, I really relate to that, and that's pretty awesome, I think.
Yeah, that leads me to my next question. You are such a strong role model right now for all there's so many, especially our followers. We have so many up and coming female singers, and they all look to you and your strength and everything that you've gone through, and it's just amazing. And then we follow the lyrics on the record, and
awesome.
I mean, people that are starting out, like say the singers, do you have any advice that you would give to them? How would they start, or what would they do?
Well, I mean, you first need to figure out who you are and what your sound is. You don't want to sound like me or become like me, because you can't, because you're someone else.
Right.
So invest time in finding out who you are, what is it about you that you want to communicate. I mean, in the end, that is the thing that interests people. And of course, your voice needs to be good. So maybe take lessons or invest time in sounding good. Lessons can be a tool to do that. It's not the way to become a good singer. You have to be a good singer to start with. And it's not something you do. I'm not a singer as a job. I am a singer. So you choose a lifestyle that comes with it, that comes with many sacrifices and great highs, but also great downs. You have to be prepared and capable of doing all that, wanting all that. It's not all great at all. So it's a lifestyle, and know where you get yourself into. It's a total devotion, which should not be romanticized, made more romantic than it is. There's a lot of reality, but I think go for that.
The intensive touring schedule that you're on, always, constantly, and the beautiful voice that you have, how do you baby it, so to speak? I mean, do you have any secrets to keep it night after night after night? You're singing and you're on this aggressive schedule. How do you keep it going for such a long period?
The voice is a part of your body, so it's very important that I keep my body in shape, sleep enough, eat healthy food, don't drink too much. I obviously don't smoke or use drugs or any bullshit. I mean, alcohol is bad enough, but then again, if you keep yourself on a too tight schedule, you do need to have a little fun. So a healthy balance of everything there makes the system work. I have enough technique to fall back to. Like the last week already, I've been having this cold I can't get rid of. Even if it was just because of the sleep. We sleep in a bandwagon, which is a fantastic concept, sort of in between van and nightliner. It's a great thing. The only thing is it's the suspension is of a truck. So it moves so much at night. I can't sleep longer than a couple of hours, and then I wake up again and try to get back to sleep. So that is definitely tough. And I avoid speaking loud, in crowds or those are things that I have to do. And I've seen some singers being too careful, like, oh, my voice is all that. I think it only has the reversed effect. It starts to get to your mind. If you know that your body is a healthy, good, well-oiled machine, you can rely on it and nurse the whole system, then everything will be just fine.
Awesome. That also kind of brings me to you teach an amazing vocal master class. And I think you do some online as well as in person. Can you tell us how that works or about that? I've been teaching since 2003 already. During my studies I've always been giving in-person lessons and sometimes some workshops. But I don't have any time to do those things. And for a while I indeed also gave lessons via Skype. That worked really, really well. But again, time just didn't allow me. But I still got so many requests from people who would like to pick my brain about singing. So that's why I thought maybe a masterclass is doable. And I thought about it. I made a program. I organized the whole thing, and I sold out my entire program within a day. Awesome.
In the Netherlands. So that's why I did it again in Finland, which also was very successful. But again, time does not allow me to do much more. But I know a lot of people keep asking me about it, so just so you know, whenever I have time, I announce it on my websites. And after this tour here in the States, Revamp will do another tour in Latin America. And after that, there's barely any more shows left. Only one festival, and I will go into the studio with Nightwish at the same time. But before the next Nightwish tour and the recordings, I might just have some time for some more vocal lessons.
Very awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be really excited to hear that, I'm sure.